But with AI, there is a concern that it's a slightly different race. There's a lot of people in the AI space that are concerned about the AI arms race. That as opposed to the United States becoming, having the best technology and therefore keeping us safe, we lose ability to keep control of it. So the AI arms race getting away from all of us humans. So do you share this worry? Do you share this concern when we're talking about military applications, that too much control and decision-making capabilities giving to software or AI?
Well, I don't see it happening today. And in fact, this is something from a policy perspective. It's obviously a very dynamic space, but the Department of Defense has put quite a bit of thought into that. And maybe before talking about the policy, I'll just talk about some of the why. And you alluded to it being a sort of a complicated and a little bit scary world out there, but there's some big things happening today. You hear a lot of talk now about a return to great powers competition, particularly around China and Russia with the U.S., but there are some other big players out there as well. And what we've seen is the deployment of some very, I'd say, concerning new weapon systems, particularly with Russia and breaching some of the IRBM, Intermediate Range Ballistic Missile Treaties. That's been in the news a lot. The building of islands, artificial islands in the South China Sea by the Chinese, and then arming those islands. The annexation of Crimea by Russia, the invasion of Ukraine. So there's some pretty scary things. And then you add on top of that, the North Korean threat has certainly not gone away. There's a lot going on in the Middle East with Iran in particular. And we see this global terrorism threat has not abated, right? So there are a lot of reasons to look for technology to assist with those problems, whether it's AI or other technologies like hypersonics, which we discussed. So now, let me give just a couple of hypotheticals. So people react sort of in the second time frame, right? You're photon hitting your eye to a movement is on the order of a few tenths of a second kinds of processing times. Roughly speaking, computers are operating in the nanosecond time scale, right? So just to bring home what that means, a nanosecond to a second is like a second to 32 years. So seconds on the battlefield, in that sense, literally are lifetimes. And so if you can bring an autonomous or AI-enabled capability that will enable the human to shrink, maybe you've heard the term the OODA loop. So this whole idea that a typical battlefield decision is characterized by observe. So information comes in, orient. What does that mean in the context? Decide, what do I do about it? And then act, take that action.